At some of the stories making headlines this hour. We begin with the Madras High Court has sentenced Tamil Nadu Education Minister K. Ponmudy to 3 years of simple imprisonment. Ponmudy suffered a major jolt on the 19th of December with the Madras High Court convicting him and his wife P. Visalakshi in one of the multiple disproportionate asset cases faced by them. The minister now faces the threat of disqualification from membership of the state's legislative assembly with immediate effect. Unless his conviction is stayed or set aside, his request for an appeal to the Supreme Court will be considered on the 21st of December. He is likely to approach the Speaker for suspension of sentence so that he can appeal in the Supreme Court. The case, in fact, dates back to the period when the DMK was in power from 2006 to 2011. Ponmudy and his wife were prosecuted by the AIA-DMK regime in 2011 for allegedly accumulating assets beyond their income. The investigation in the case was led by Viluppuram District Anti-Corruption Superintendent of Police. More than 100 people were investigated and charge sheets were filed in the case. It was alleged that Minister Ponmudy and his wife had accumulated more than 1.36 crore rupees in assets. In 2016, a lower court acquitted K. Ponmudy of the case, but the acquittal was set aside and he was convicted in the case. Now, India Bloc is staging a protest march from Parliament to Vijay Chowk, expressing dissent over the suspension of MPs. Leaders voiced slogans and held banners proclaiming "Save Democracy" during the protest. Now, do remember, it was just yesterday, while addressing the Congress Parliamentary Party, Congress Chief Sonia Gandhi also had criticized the suspension of the 143 opposition MPs, saying democracy has been strangulated by this government. Now today, the India Bloc leaders, they're staging a protest, expressing dissent over the suspension of 143 MPs. This session, 2 more opposition MPs were suspended for misconduct in Lok Sabha just yesterday, which added to the suspension spree. A total of 143 opposition MPs across 2 houses have been suspended over the past 1 week. These leaders were seen holding banners proclaiming "Save Democracy" during the protest. Take a look.
आज हम जो ये प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं, ये प्रोटेस्ट सरकार के खिलाफ ये आंदोलन है। सरकार ये नहीं चाहती, मोदी जी ये नहीं चाहते और सदन के मुखिया है वो भी नहीं चाहते कि सदन चले। लेकिन मैं माफ़ी चाहता हूं कि जो चेयरमैन साहब ने एक मुद्दा उठाकर हम सारे संसद को उन्होंने एक तरीके से जातिवाद पर लाया है। अरे हम डेमोक्रेसी में बात करना हमारा हक है। हम चुने हुए सदस्य हैं और लोगों के भावना को पार्लियामेंट में बताना पार्लियामेंट मेंबर्स का कर्तव्य होता है, वो हम कर रहे थे। लेकिन यहाँ पर जो घटना घटी लोकसभा में, वही मुद्दे पर लोकसभा और राज्यसभा में हम ये उठाना चाहते थे कि क्या सिक्योरिटी ब्रीच कैसा हुआ, कौन उसके लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल है और क्यों ऐसा हुआ, इसके बारे में आप सदन को बताइए। और सदन तो ये देश का बहुत बड़ा पंचायत है, अगर आप सदन में नहीं बोलेंगे तो कहाँ बोलेंगे।
प्रजातंत्र में ये सब इंस्टीट्यूशन और इंस्टीट्यूशन की इज्जत हम हमेशा रखते हैं। सदन में से कुछ हुआ नहीं, जो हुआ
टीवी 9 थोड़ा नीचे, टीवी 9
वो देश के इतिहास में आज से पहले कभी हुआ नहीं। 150 एमपी को सदन के बाहर निकलने का हिस्टोरिक काम ये दोनों सदन में हुआ था। खाली एक ही डिमांड थी कि 4-5 दिन पहले कुछ लोग सदन में आए कि जो सदन के सदस्य नहीं थे वो कैसे आए, किसका खास उनको मिला। इस पर सरकार की तरफ से कुछ बयान, कोई स्टेटमेंट इसकी आवश्यकता थी। वो सदन का वो अधिकार था, उस स्टेटमेंट हमने मांगा, वो देने की तैयारी नहीं थी। कि स्टेटमेंट के लिए इंसिस्ट किया तो कीमत यही मिली कि सदन के लोगों को जो स्टेटमेंट मांगते थे, जो मंत्री ने सदन में आकर बात करने की आवश्यकता कहते थे, इन सभी लोगों को निकाल दिया, इनके खिलाफ सख्ती का कदम उठाया।
After the BJP has assumed power, we are experiencing only despotism. The parliament, which is the temple of democracy, which is meant for debate and deriving solutions, the opposition parties are not even allowed to speak. This we have never experienced in the past. I am here for nearly 2 decades. One can recall that when the terrorist attack in 2001 happened and took away some lives, the very next day there was a very elaborate debate in the parliament. Now that we demand nothing but a statement from the Home Minister as what happened and what actions have been taken. This is very genuine, nothing unfair, whereas that demand has not been accepted by the chair and by the government, whereas they make whatever they want to, any statement, the leader of the house or the parliamentary affairs minister or anyone for that sake, and any observations made against the opposition parties are being aired repeatedly, giving a wrong impression among the people that we are all misbehaving, unruly, and we are disrupting the proceedings of the house. No, we are just asking for an opportunity to speak and let out our views, and we need a statement and an explanation from the government.
लोकतंत्र पर बुलडोजर चलाया जा रहा है, संविधान का हनन हो रहा है, संसदीय मर्यादाओं को रोंदा जा रहा है। हमारा दायित्व है कि हम संविधान के प्रहरी बनकर खड़े हो जाएं।
इस प्रकार से आप समझते हैं कि दुनिया भर के लोगों को आप मूर्ख बनाएंगे, घास खाते हैं लोग, ये मैं समझता हूँ भविष्य के लिए ऐसे मापदंड गणतंत्र लोकतंत्र के लिए अत्यंत दयनीय हैं, अत्यंत घृणात्मक हैं और भर्त्सना के योग्य हैं। किस प्रकार के बेहुदे कारण दिए जा रहे हैं कि हम गृह मंत्री हैं, प्रधानमंत्री हैं, ये तो माननीय स्पीकर करेगा। क्या किसी देश के संसद में अगर कभी ऐसा आघात हो और कभी सुना है आपने कि प्रधानमंत्री या गृह मंत्री उसका वक्तव्य नहीं देंगे, वो भी संसद के अंदर?
लोकतंत्र के मंदिर के अंदर बुलडोजर चलाया जा रहा है। लोकतंत्र पर सांसदों को निलंबित किया गया, 143 सांसद निलंबित। इससे ज्यादा शर्मनाक कुछ नहीं हो सकता। ये सरकार लोकतंत्र में विश्वास नहीं रखती।
अंदर लोकतंत्र कुचला जा रहा है, लोकतंत्र की हत्या की जा रही है। हम लोग सस्पेंड कर दिए गए हैं, तो हम जनता के बीच में आए, आपके माध्यम से भी महंगाई, बेरोजगारी, भ्रष्टाचार, बड़े पूंजीपतियों की बचत के लिए जो कदम उठाए जा रहे हैं उसके खिलाफ हम अपनी आवाज उठा रहे हैं लोकतांत्रिक ढंग से।
बिना चर्चे का, बिना बीजेपी वाले एमपी लोग बोल रहे हैं कि बिना चर्चा नहीं करने दे रहे हैं। ये डेमोक्रेसी का मर्डर हो रहा है और देश का पार्लियामेंट का अपमान हो रहा है। और ये अमित शाह और मोदी जी का राज में ये पार्लियामेंट का पूरी तरह अपमान हो रहा है। इसका खिलाफ आज सारे इंडिया पार्टीज का एमपीज विजय चौक तक हम लोग एक मार्च किया, आज धरना देंगे और हमारा संघर्ष होते रहेगी।
लोकतंत्र की हत्या है, संविधान का अपमान है। ये देश संविधान से चलता है और जिस तरह से 140 एमपीओ को निकाला है ये गलत है। मैं इसका निषेध करती हूँ और ये लग रहा है कि देश में इमरजेंसी है। अभी उसका इशू लोकसभा से क्या लेना देना भैया, वो अलग है। हर जो पोस्ट होती है, प्रेसिडेंट हो, प्राइम मिनिस्टर हो, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट हो, उनका मान सम्मान तो हम करेंगे ही, लेकिन हमको उसके पहले निकाला गया था। तो आप गलती ना करिए, आप मिक्स कर रहे इश्यूज। हमने पहले क्या किया था, हमें पहले निकाला था और हमारी गलती क्या थी, हम सिर्फ किसानों के लिए न्याय मांग रहे थे, ये हमारी गलती है और इसीलिए हमको निकाला गया। यही तो लोकतंत्र की हत्या हो रही है ना। दिस इज अनडेमोक्रेटिक। ऑपोजिशन में कोई नहीं है और आप बिल पे बिल पास कर रहे हैं, गलत है। और हम तो चर्चा के लिए तैयार थे। मैं पहले दिन से सरकार को कह रही थी कि बैठे चर्चा करें और हाउस चलाने के लिए, चर्चा के लिए हम पूरी ताकत से तैयार थे। उसके पहले ही हमको निकाल दिया।
The message is very simple. In a parliamentary democracy, we are looking at a situation in which the government, whose responsibility it is to run parliament, does not take its responsibility seriously. What is more, when a major security breach occurs, instead of fulfilling his duty as a minister, of being accountable to the parliamentarians for a matter like this and speaking to them, reassuring them, insults parliamentary democracy by not only refusing to appear in the House, which is his duty, but also going outside and issuing press statements saying all the things that he could and should have said in the House. That they've suspended 9 police, that they're taking an inquiry, they're hoping to have results, findings in a couple of weeks. All of those things you could have said to the House. In the conventions of parliamentary democracy, that is the rule. That is the norm. That's how it's supposed to be. But it wasn't done. So from our point of view, what the government did was unacceptable and showed no willingness to honor the conventions of parliamentary democracy.
An engineer from Karnataka was detained by Delhi police from his home in Bagalkot last night in connection with the parliament security breach on the 13th of December. He is the son of a retired police officer. The techie is being brought to the national capital. Sai Krishna Jagali is said to be a friend of Manoranjan D, one of the 2 intruders who trespassed into the Lok Sabha chamber last week. Manoranjan is among 4 accused in the case who now face charges under Anti-Terror Law Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Sai Krishna and Manoranjan were reportedly batchmates at Bengaluru Engineering College. The parliament intruder reportedly named Sai Krishna during questioning. A total of 6 people have been arrested so far in connection with the security breach in Parliament last Wednesday. As many as 21 cases of COVID-19 subvariant JN1 have been detected across the country till now, but the government asserted that there is no need to panic over the issue. According to official sources, the cases of COVID-19 subvariant JN1 have been traced in Goa and 1 each in Kerala and Maharashtra. Over the past 2 weeks, 16 deaths related to COVID-19 were recorded, with the victims having serious comorbidities. The centre has asked states and union territories to maintain a constant vigil. A rise in daily positivity rate has been observed in a few states like Kerala, Maharashtra, Jharkhand and Karnataka. India recorded 614 new coronavirus infections in a day, the highest since 21st of May, while the active cases have increased to 2,311. This is according to the Union Health Ministry data updated on Wednesday. The World Health Organization has classified JN1 as a separate variant of interest given its rapidly increasing spread, but said that it poses a low global public health risk. Officials said that no clustering of cases due to the JN1 variant have been observed in India. All the cases were found to be mild and the patients recovered without any complications. Following the rise in COVID cases owing to the emergence of the JN1 subvariant, the Karnataka state government has decided to ramp up testing and is now aiming to test at least 5,000 people a day by Saturday. Till now, on an average, 2,600 people are being tested every week. The health department has also directed the district health officials to ensure all the severe acute respiratory illness cases and at least 1 in 20 influenza-like illness cases are tested for COVID. In Rajasthan's Jaipur, in fact, has been put on high alert due to new variant of corona. Meanwhile, 2 fresh cases of coronavirus were reported in Jaisalmer. The state's medical department has been instructed to stay alert and make necessary preparations following the rise in coronavirus cases nationwide. A graded response system was emphasized to ensure immediate treatment for the patients. Telangana reported 4 new cases of COVID, with the health department disclosing that 9 cases are currently under treatment. That's the latest update coming in from down south. A total of 402 tests were conducted on Tuesday. New guidelines have been issued emphasizing the vulnerability of individuals aged 20 to 60 to the variant. Children under the age of 10, pregnant mothers and those above 60 years are advised to limit outdoor activities. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is set to bypass the second summon issued by the Enforcement Directorate in the Delhi excise policy case. Kejriwal, who was summoned to appear before the ED on the 21st of December, has called the summon illegal and politically motivated. This marks the second summons in the excise policy case, with Kejriwal previously terming the first summons as unsustainable in law and motivated. In a letter to the ED, the CM referred to the previous summons as a fishing and rowing exercise.
तो वे अरविंद केजरीवाल से डरती है, वो अरविंद केजरीवाल को कमजोर करना चाहती है। मुझे तो लगता है कि सोते जागते इन लोगों के सपने में सिर्फ अरविंद केजरीवाल जी आते हैं। माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी 19 तारीख से विपस्सना पे प्रस्थान करेंगे। वे रेगुलरली जाते हैं विपस्सना के लिए और ये उनका प्री स्केड्यूल्ड, प्री अनाउंस्ड प्लान है। वे वकीलों से सलाह कर क्या जवाब देना है, ईडी को जवाब देना है, नहीं देना, क्या करना है, आगे की रणनीति कानूनी जरूर तय करेंगे।
Well, that's all we have in this edition of the Bulletin. Thank you very much for watching. This is me, Neha, signing off. You have a blessed day ahead.